novel coronavirus has continued to spell its havoc in the country as some 22 individuals succumbed to the virus yesterday, which was the highest single-day death toll recorded in the country. There have been reports of coronavirus patients not getting timely treatment due to lack of intensive cares, as the country has now recorded over 31,000 active cases. The government, in the meantime, has clarified that it does not have any plan to reimpose lockdown measures before the festivities. Good morning, I'm Sarah Chitakar and these are the headlines of the hour. Lawmakers of the ruling Nepal Communist Party register a no-confidence motion against Chief Minister of Karnali Province, Mahendra Bahadur Shahi. A record high 22 deaths reported in a single day yesterday, taking the country's COVID-19 death tally to 636. 2,071 new cases of COVID-19 confirmed in the country yesterday. Researchers in Australia say the virus responsible for COVID-19 can remain active on surfaces such as banknotes, phone screens and stainless steel for 28 days. And Rafael Nadal creates history by clinching a record-extending 13th French Open title with a dominating straight sets victory over world #1 Novak Djokovic. At a time when the ruling Nepal Communist Party is engrossed with intra-party rift regarding the possible cabinet restructure in the centre, lawmakers from the ruling party in Karnali Province registered a no-confidence motion against Chief Minister Mahendra Bahadur Shahi at the parliamentary party yesterday. 18 out of 33 provincial members of the ruling party were in favour of the no-confidence motion. The fate of the provincial government is uncertain as more than half of the assembly members from the ruling party registered the no-confidence motion against Chief Minister Shahi, criticising his government's feeble output. Aspirant for the Chief Minister, leader Yamlal Kandel from the then CPN-UML party led the group to file the no-confidence motion against the Chief Minister, accusing him of exhibiting inefficiency in both the parliamentary party and the government. Out of the 18 lawmakers who were in favour of the no-confidence motion, 15 are from the then CPN-UML party, while 3 are from the then CPN Maoist party, including Deputy Speaker of the Provincial Assembly, Pushpakharti Bista. The lawmakers have registered a proposal at the Secretariat of the Parliamentary Party to mount pressure on the party, aiming to call Chief Minister Shahi back. Prior to this, the party lawmakers had warned of toppling the incumbent government. However, the issue was later settled down after interference from the centre and receiving commitment from the Chief Minister to correct the government's weakness. Following the registration of the no-confidence motion from the lawmakers of the ruling party itself, the incumbent government is facing a political crisis. Legally, the Chief Minister is the parliamentary party leader of the ruling party in the Provincial Assembly. If Chief Minister Shahi is sacked as the parliamentary party leader, the incumbent government will be dissolved. Experts opine the impact of the rift in the central government regarding the cabinet restructure has also been evident in the provincial government. 2,071 new cases of COVID-19 were confirmed in the country yesterday, taking the total number of coronavirus cases to 107,755. 22 deaths were reported yesterday, taking the country's COVID-19 death tally to 636. This is the highest number of deaths recorded in the country on a single day so far. According to the Health Ministry, a total of 12,427 swab samples were tested through the PCR method yesterday, taking the test tally to over 1.17 million. Out of the newly infected cases, 1,416 were reported from the federal capital. Kathmandu district alone reported 1,145 cases, Lalitpur 161 and Bhaktapur witnessed 110 cases. Likewise, Bardia reported 104 new cases, Rupandehi 98, Baglung and Kailali 36 each, Argakhachi 34 and Dang 32. Meanwhile, 1,552 individuals were discharged from various hospitals and isolation centres after registering full recovery. With this, the number of recoveries in the country has reached 75,804 as the recovery rate stands at 70.3%. Meanwhile, the government has clarified that it has no intention of reimposing lockdowns or issuing prohibitory orders. Speaking at a regular press briefing yesterday afternoon to inform the government's decision, government spokesperson and Foreign Minister Pradeep Gyawali, however, reiterated that the government could take stern decisions if public keep on defying the health protocols set by the government to contain the spread of COVID-19. The government is in financial crisis as its expenditure is relatively higher than its income. The government has already raised internal loans worth 30 billion rupees. At a time when the country's economy is dealing with extreme shrinkage in income source, the upcoming days are likely to be tough for the government as it fails to implement its policy to maintain frugality in expenditure. This has raised the risk of development budget being slashed, and we have more in this report.
Some 459 million rupees was deposited in state coffers on Saturday, while over 1.33 billion rupees was spent on the same day. This is just a representative data to show the government's relatively high expenses over low income. The latest data of the Financial Comptroller General Office shows that revenue collection of the country is relatively low than that of the daily administrative expenditures. In the current fiscal year, the government has collected over 147.89 billion rupees until Saturday, while 4 billion rupees has been spent under different headings, including salary, allowances and miscellaneous. The government is managing its expenditure from the reserve of the last fiscal year. However, it is likely to run out of budget in the near future. The government has already borrowed 30 billion rupees internally and is planning to raise it to 57 billion rupees in 1 month. In previous years, the government used to raise internal loans for development projects after March. The government, through its budget, had announced of frugality and scrapping unnecessary boards, committees and public units as recommended by the Public Expenditure Review Committee. However, the government itself has failed to implement its own policy, giving continuation to miscellaneous expenditure, risking budget scarcity in development budget due to the downfall in revenue collection. It is still not certain when the pandemic will end and when the country's economy will be rejuvenated. The country is reeling under the economic crisis, which has affected revenue collection and continued to empty the state coffers.
In our Public Voice segment, we had asked the locals in Kailali and Darildhura districts what should be done to control back marketing of essential items. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
Public Voice.
खाद्य समिति बनेको छ उहाँहरूले चाहिँ यसको अनुगमन गर्नुपर्छ हैन यो सधैँ यो खाली चाडबाट आएर मात्रै अनुगमन गर्ने हैन कि यसलाई त निरन्तर दिनुपर्छ के
धारा तेल 80 देखि लिएर 100 र 105 रुपैयाँमा पनि मिलिरहेको छ भनेपछि सम्बन्धित निकायले यसमा ध्यान दियोस्
महँगी र कालोबजारी नियन्त्रण गर्नमा सर्वप्रथम नेपाल सरकारका निकायहरूले नै बढीभन्दा बढी चासो दिनुपर्छ
चामलहरुमा पनि यस्तै सडेको लेखा छन् यो बिस्कुटहरुमा पनि डेट सेट गरेका यस्ता धेरै पसलहरुमा भेटिरहेछन् हैन यसको लागि अब यो नगरले प्रशासनले यदि गर्छ भनेपछि मात्र अलि रोक्न सकिएला
Time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
Here's the question: why is the government not paying attention to decreasing unnecessary expenses while the state's coffers are being emptied? Your options are A, lack of willingness, B, situational compulsion, and B, burdensome structure. The voting is on. Type NAWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. That's all for the moment. Keep watching Kantipur Television HD for more news and entertainment. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.